Welcome everyone to the second episode of Circle of Experts, where we feature top bosses, CEOs, entrepreneurs, business owners, and they all share deep secrets for business success, whether that has to do with mindset or strategies. And today I'm so excited because we're welcoming a very special guest, Tashe Allen, money and mindset coach. Welcome to you, Tashe.
Hi, thank you. Thanks for having me.
The pleasure is mine. And I'm really excited to speak with her today. Why? Because she'll be touching on a topic that's pertinent to all of us. Now, before I start, I just want to say to our listeners, if you are new to the Circle of Experts, please do subscribe to our channel because we will be providing with more interviews where you can get great tips to grow your business. And with without further ado, let me get right into it. And I'll tell you a little more about Tashe Allen before we start with the questions. So she's a money and mindset coach who helps life coaches move past the limitations in their minds so that they can achieve 5K plus months with ease. Tashe doesn't believe that it's all about strategy, but the fact that you must change your current thinking in order to manifest your next income level. And I find that is so amazing, Tashe.
Yes, it is. It is. Sometimes we focus so much on, the marketing strategy, our sales calls, like what to say, what to do, when it's all about who we're being. That is the ultimate strategy, if you ask me, who we are being, what we believe about ourselves, what we believe about our offer. That's it. As long as you got that, strategy doesn't matter.
You're so right, Tashi. And you're going to talk a lot more about that in today's call, and our listeners will be able to get some good tidbits that can help them in their businesses and make that change. So before you dive right into the deep side of things, just tell us a little more about how you got started and why money and mindset coaching.
Okay, so I got the long story, but I tell the short story. So my friend of mine started teaching me how to trade currency.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we post everything on Facebook and Instagram. I was posting like, hey, I'm learning how to trade. I'm making this money. I quit my job. I'm like doing it. And a lot of ladies came to me and was like, hey, I want to learn, what are you doing? I want to do it. But when I told them, hey, for her to teach you, it starts at $500. And they all told me, oh, no, I don't have the money. Now, on the back end, I was already working on my mindset and my money before I got into it. So for me, I started to see like there's a lot of women, it's men too as well, that's really struggling with money, their money beliefs around their mindset. So what I did was I started teaching everything that I learned just from my experience, my transformation on social media. I didn't even I wasn't a coach. I was just solely focused on trading. Started teaching people just doing Facebook Lives, Instagram Lives. And then I noticed like, oh my gosh, there's so much people that don't understand this information. So I just said, okay, you know what? I'm going to help people. I'm going to start charging people. I'm going to make this a thing. I'm really going to do this. And so how I got on the life coach was I went to get my certification because I knew how to teach, but I really didn't know how to like the structure of coaching. So I went to get my certification, and like all the coaches in there was like struggling. It was like charging $100 for sessions and $20. And I was like, what? This is unheard of. Like you're gonna, you didn't spend $5,000 on the certification, and you're gonna go and charge $20 or $100 an hour.
That's right.
So I started offering help to the people in the certification program, and I just really fell in love with helping other coaches and life coaches. So that's how I started to help life coaches, and that's the short story.
Wow, that's a great story. And what's beautiful about it is that it comes from a place of passion, and it comes from your own transformation. Because, I always say something. It's one thing when someone is teaching you from something that they've just learned about in the textbooks, but it's another when it comes from experience. And that's awesome.
So yeah, I love doing it. I mean, I love all things money. My husband probably think I'm crazy for talking about money so much, but I just love it so much. I'm very passionate about breaking the topics of taboo topics or what you shouldn't be talking about or money being private. I break all the rules.
That is great. And that's powerful. And it is indeed a taboo topic from millennium times, from times way our grandmothers, grandfathers, it's a taboo topic. Till today, it's still a taboo topic.
Mm-hmm.
So with regards to yourself, were there any challenges for you to overcome before you felt the confidence that you had to come and speak about money with such passion and clarity?
So the most importantly, I had to, okay, so it's two sides of me. It's the Tashe, like, I don't care what nobody say, I'm gonna say it anyway. And then there's this other side of me, like, well, I don't want to hurt people's feelings, or I don't want to say the wrong thing. So I really struggled at first with being my real self, raw, uncut filter, stuff people need to hear. And then the side of me that was like, oh no, you can't do this. So that was my biggest struggle. Because I knew money was a personal thing, and a lot of people didn't want to talk about it. A lot of people don't share how much money they make openly, or even in the coaching industry. I find that a lot of coaches that I talk to, I will say, hide their prices until you get on a sales call, because they have the fear that no one won't book the calls if they know how much their pricing is. So it was just like being real, honest me, what I call stepping into my power, or having a watered down message. So that's what I struggle with, being honest and being nice, basically.
That's great. And how did you overcome that struggle?
So because a part of my certification, I did get certified in hypnotherapy and NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. I actually use those techniques on myself to help elevate my mindset. So I actually do a hypnosis every single night. So I'll pick one thing or one belief that I'm working on for 21 days. I'll record the hypnosis. I'll put it in my ears, and right before I go to sleep, or sometimes I may fall asleep, and I will listen to it. Also, I am a coach who always have to have a coach. So I will find another mindset coach or someone that is also certified in hypnosis or NLP, and do work with them as well,
right,
to get over those beliefs that I'm having. So that is what I did. I actually coached myself out of my own limited beliefs.
Yes, that's powerful. So you coached yourself out of your own limiting beliefs, and you also saw it when it was necessary to get help. And I think that's one of the things that a lot of coaches struggle with. They're too afraid to get help, or they think about, the expense, the cost that it will cost me, but the return on your investment is worth so much more than that. Just today I shared a post on LinkedIn, and I'm like, yeah, I'm so excited because I booked my one-to-one coach for the year. I mean, I joined a mastermind this year. I'm part of a mastermind, but having a one-to-one coach is even more powerful because you get to go, deep, really go deep on the issues and work through things. And the return on that investment is worth much more.
It is. It's priceless. You can't. I honestly feel like the work that we do, you can't put a price on it, because not only am I helping people with the money, their relationship change, their relationship with their husbands, their wives, or their children. They're just a better person as a whole.
That's right.
So the transformation is priceless. You can't put a price on it.
That's right. And what would you say were some common limiting beliefs about money that you've experienced with your clients and persons that you deal with?
So for my clients, oh gosh, so many. I actually just had a client who felt that as a single mother, it would be hard for her to earn money by herself. As a new coach, or maybe a coach that's 2 years into the game, they aren't able to charge a certain amount of money because they don't have enough certifications, blah, blah, blah. Money is a limited resource. If I ask for more money, people would think I'm greedy. If I talk about money, people think I'm greedy, and that it's hard to earn money. Gosh, it's so many. I mean, it's just so many. So yeah. And not only beliefs about money, but beliefs about their own selves. Now, I do talk about money, but the core that we work on is your identity, your self-image. That's what I really work on. So once we transform that, then you're able to receive money easily.
Wow, that's great, Tashe. And as you're speaking, I'm reflecting upon my own self. And right now I'm reading this book by Jen Sincero, You're a Badass at Making Money. Because I too have been working through my own limiting beliefs about money. And when I was, through growing up and being a Christian as well,
Hmm.
You have this belief that you got to be contented. And yes, the Bible teaches you to be contented. But being contented doesn't mean that you cannot aspire for more money. You cannot
Hmm.
aspire to be in a better place financially. And that was one of the things that I struggled with that I had to overcome. You know, it's not wrong to want to be rich, like Jen Sincero
It's
says.
not.
And I found myself with, and she described it as a push-pull relationship with money, where, as she says it, and I quote her words, the energy was all about blocking it while trying to welcome it at the same time. Have you ever seen that in any of your
Oh
clients?
yes, and myself too. You
Yes.
know, pale. So let's say this. So before I started doing the mindset work, right? Sometimes I would see someone with a real expensive car, like a Maserati or Bentley, and they will pull it up in the front. I'd be like, he's just trying to show off. He just want
Right.
everybody to see his car. So really, of course I would want more money, but that energy I was towards that guy who probably just was, picking someone up from the front door. That he didn't want his wife
Hmm.
to walk through the parking lot. That belief was causing me to repel money.
That's
And
right.
sometimes I would say like, okay, yeah, money's really not all that important. That is causing us to repel money because we
Hmm.
want money, but those little things like that we're saying is causing us to repel the money we want.
Hmm.
So yeah, I saw that in myself a lot. And when I realized, I was like, man, I've been missing out on a lot of money with these thoughts. Yes. So I definitely saw that what you said, that push and pull energy in myself, definitely. I saw that.
Wow. Wow. And I want to say to all listeners right now to just pause and say to all listeners that I really hope you're taking notes, because Tasha is saying she's sharing some really, really great tidbits, really valuable information. And for you to pause and question and ask yourself right now what type of relationship that you have with money. Do you have that push-pull relationship with money? And what are some of the things that you've been saying? Because our words, like Tashi has says, like the words that we use causes us to repel the money, because really we're giving out that negative energy, that negative, feedback.
Hmm.
Whereas at the same time, we want to have more money. So we really need to start reflecting upon ourselves and the words that we speak, our thoughts, and like Tashi has rightfully said, even our self-image. If we can change that so we can have the right money mindset for success.
One thing I would like to add there, Dr. Melissa, is when it comes to paying bills.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you when you're paying bills? Are you mad when you have to pay bills? You should be thankful that you have the power, that you have the water to do the things that you need to do to keep yourself looking great. So are you happy when money come in? We all are happy when money come in, but we need to be happy and grateful when the money goes out as well. So one of the things too that you guys can start doing, that I did at the beginning of my journey, was every time I spent money, I blessed my money and I
Yes.
said thank you, and I was grateful as the money was going out, because I changed my perspective and looked at it as, okay, I'm spending extra money on this, but this money will be able to help this waitress with her son's college
Mm-hmm.
tuition, or this money is helping the employees for something. You know, this money is going to bless someone else. So just really change the way at how you look at paying your bills. With that, also manage your money. Knows what's
Excellent.
coming out and know what's coming in. And these little things that we can do now like that to shift our money mindset that people really don't think about. Just little things in our home we can do. Cleaning out our purse. I used to have tons of receipts. Cleaning out our purse, cleaning out the mail and checking stuff, and really just getting organized. Decluttering is what I'm trying to
Mhm.
say.
Right.
Little things like that will welcome more money into your
Wow, that's powerful. I'm making notes. Yes.
life. Yes.
That's powerful. And to add to what Tasha is saying, especially when you spoke about spending the money, with me, it was this way around. A couple of years ago, we lived in Paris, and yes, we were all happy when the money comes in, like you said. And to pay my bills, I was always extremely happy to pay that bill. But you know what, Tasha? I was not very happy to spend money on entertainment. Go on a
Oh.
vacation. To me, it was like I'm wasting my money. And there was a time when my husband and I, we sat down and then we spoke about that and we tried to change our mindset. And every year, we don't let a year pass and the family doesn't take a vacation at a hotel somewhere and take a vacation. And I'm happy to take those hundreds of dollars or how much it costs and pay for that vacation and see the value in that trip. So what you're saying there is really, really important. You know, how we feel about paying our bills, also how we feel about entertaining ourselves, you know, how we feel about spending money on things that add value to our life. So that's really, really deep what you're sharing. Great. So let's go move to the next point. I wanted to talk about failure, and I always bring this up with all our interviewees. Why? Because many persons, in fact, everyone who has a business has encountered failure at some point. And what I find is interesting is that we all have different approaches to dealing with failure, to coping or overcoming failure. So just share with our audience how you dealt with failure if you've encountered such. What did you do to overcome it?
Okay, so the first thing is I don't believe in failure, only feedback.
That's right.
I'm setting my goals, or when I help my clients set our goals, we never attach to the outcome. Never attach to the outcome. Never. So we practice non-attachment, meaning we are 100%, we go all in. But if it doesn't happen, we just keep going. We don't look at it as a failure. If we don't hit our deadline, we just keep going. And when we set goals, I will always tell people to set goals to grow, not get.
That's right.
Grow into the person that you need to be in order to achieve that goal. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen because everything that's happening in our life now is just a manifestation of our past thoughts and our past beliefs. So if you're just now starting to work on your mindset and your money mindset, give yourself some time for that goal to be manifested. You know, sometimes it may happen overnight, you know, and sometimes it may take 5 years. But don't look at it as failure if you don't hit the deadline. What worked, what didn't work, and keep going. And that's how I handle feedback, because I don't say failure.
That's excellent. That's excellent, because really it's an opportunity to grow and develop.
Yes.
Yeah.
So always goals are for you to grow, not get.
I love that. I love that. That sounds like a really good tagline.
Yeah, right. I should put that in like a quote or something. I might do that.
That's right. Now, if I were to ask you, Tashe, to leave with our audience your top millionaire advice for mastering the money mindset, what would that be?
Okay. So the first thing I would say is get a coach or a mentor, not because I'm a coach or mentor, but because the coach or mentor will be able to see what we cannot see. Because we're going to tell ourselves and we're going to talk ourselves out of stuff like, should we do this? Nah. And we're going to always justify it to ourselves.
True.
So you're going to need someone to call you out on your BS. You're going to need someone. And that's my advice. Only that too. And also surround yourself with high value women or men, people that's going to push you and get you to where you need to go. So always have a community of wonderful people around you, and always have someone that can call you out on your BS. That's it. That's all they need to know. Nothing else.
And that is indeed a top millionaire advice. And why I classify it as such is because if you really, and I want to say this to our listeners, if you really take this advice and apply it in your life and to your business, you can take your business to the next income level. Because if you're stuck, if you're a coach or an online marketer or an entrepreneur or whatever classification or label you give yourself right now, a CEO or whatever you call yourself, if you have a business and you've been stuck and going around in circles and you have not yet embarked on hiring a coach, then it's time to do so. Get a coach. Get a coach, someone whom you've seen attain a certain level of success that you desire, and you go out there and you secure that coach. And like Tashe says, be open to constructive criticism, constructive feedback, I like to call it. Be open to constructive feedback so that you can, when you get called out on that BS, you take that advice and you make those changes that you need to make.
Yes.
And the other thing you said about surrounding yourself with powerful persons, with persons who have high value, is so important, Tashe, because there's so much negative energy and negative environment, even on social media.
Yes, it is. And especially on social media, you just fall into that trap of looking at other people's stuff. You're not worthy, you're not this. But so for me, I always have a friend that I can always call, and she'll be like, no, girl, you got it, you got it. So it's always important to have someone in your corner, even if you have to pay them, if you have to pay them, always good. Or in groups around people, small groups, not a big Facebook group,
That's
but a
right.
small mastermind that you can have. Like Napoleon Hill said, if you guys have ever read Think and Grow Rich, if you
Yes.
haven't, get it. He talks about the power of the mastermind. Somewhere like that, people you can meet up and you guys can work together and work through things with.
Yes, 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 because you need to be joined, especially when you want to go to the next level. I've found you need to be
Hmm.
joined constantly and that positive energy, and energy is everything.
Yes,
And
it
the more as time goes in my business, I'm recognizing this. Energy is
Yes, yes.
everything.
I have a client of mine actually I worked with earlier this year. She always renew her contract because she said, I just want to be in your energy, Tashe. That is it. And I was like, what else we gonna do? She was like, your energy. That's it. So when she says energy is everything, we can feel each other energy. We know
Mm-hmm,
when something's off and when something's really, really going good. So
mm-hmm.
yeah, energy. And also, I want to say this: if you cannot find anyone that you can talk to or a group of people, listen to podcasts.
Yes.
Have that person in your ears 24/7 when you're walking the dog, doing the laundry, walking, whatever. Have that person in your ears, and you will elevate. So if you don't have a community, podcast will be your community.
Thank you so much, Tashi. Thank you so much for such valuable information. You shared so much during this short interview, and I know that if persons were to apply it in their life, they would begin to change the relationship that they have about money. And now I want to invite you at this moment to promote anything that is of value to our audience that you would like them to get access to.
So I have a fun money personality quiz. So it's 5 money personalities, and you can take it at bit.ly/money EQ. And I'm pretty sure Dr. Melissa put it somewhere in the link below. So
Yes.
it's a fun money personality quiz, and it'll give you a jump start on what you need to work on your money mindset. So it's really focused around the emotions of money. So once you can figure out what that emotion is, that fear or that scarcity, then you can go from there and work on that. So that's what I have for you guys today.
Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing, Tasha, sorry. And that will be below this video. So definitely click on that link and access that quiz. Take that quiz right now so you could start working on your money mindset. It's very, very important. And I want to repeat, I want to emphasize that it's very important that you start to focus on your money mindset. It's not just about the strategy. It's not just about having all those processes in place and automations in place for your business, and then you just can't figure out, but why is it money is not coming to me? And then you realize, if you were to reflect, or if you were to have Tashi as a coach, you realize that, hey, I have been repelling money all the time with my words, with my thoughts, with my perspective. So take that quiz and start to make that change right now and develop a new and improved relationship with money. Even I'm working on it constantly in my life. And I want to encourage all our listeners to do the same. So, Tashid, would you like to leave us with any final words?
The final words I would have to say is that everything you need is already inside of you. You just need somebody to kick it up out of you sometimes. So everything you need is already inside of you. Don't let your external factors dictate what's going on. So that's what I would like to leave with them.
Thank you very much. Do you have a website or how people could get in contact with you? Would you like to
Yes.
share that before you go?
Yes. So you can find me on LinkedIn at Tashe Allen. I do not have a website because I don't believe in websites. I don't believe
That's
that you
all right.
have a business, a coaching business to have a website. And I'm living proof that you can make those 10K months without a website.
That's right. That's right. So if you want to get in touch with Tashe, sure, join her network on LinkedIn and you will get to know more about her and what she does and how she can help you. I want to say thank you to all viewers. Remember, if you have not subscribed, click the bell below, subscribe now so you can get our notifications, and head over to that link at the bottom of this video and access your money personality. Is it money personality quiz? Yes, money
Yep.
personality
Mm-hmm.
quiz. Thank you very much.